Okay, how's everybody doing this evening? Got you turned around, spun around so you can see me. So, my name is Kent. The channel is EOS San Diego. And the title of tonight's video is EOS, the Coming Crash. And I apologize for that title because it's a little bit of a clickbait. Because it seems as lately, the only thing people want to watch about EOS is negative information. It's like, I believe EOS has already crashed and continues to be less than it should be by, I think, going down to $4.20 today. So yeah, EOS has been crashing for quite some time. But what people don't realize and people don't recognize is EOS is not what's crashing. It's the U.S. economy and the U.S. dollar that's been crashing. And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about EOS not crashing, EOS actually benefiting from the crash, Bitcoin benefiting from the crash, but in reality what's really crashing is the U.S. economy, the U.S. dollar. World reserve currency for all trades in the area of petrol fuel, petrol or gasoline are done in the U.S. dollar, and that is crashing. U.S. dollar is crashing right now. Has been crashing for over 100 years. If you look at the overall buying power of the United States dollar, it's down over 95%. So you wonder why nobody has any savings. You wonder why standard of living's gone down. You wonder why everybody works. Two people work to maintain a family. Why it's difficult to find a job. Why a lot of people don't own homes anymore is because of this decline in our currency that we hold, which a lot of people don't want to hold anymore in banks. Used to be there's a large amount of savings. People used to save a lot of money. Now virtually nobody has any savings because if you save, you actually get penalized because the money goes down in value every year. It goes down a significant amount. Like I say, over 95% since 1913. Yeah, we have a declining, crashing U.S. dollar. You know, I used to hear this a lot. I think people used to think it was going to be just one overall crash one day, and we'd wake up and the banks would be closed and the dollar would be crashed, kind of like in the 1930s when banks closed. But it's been kind of a gradual crash, something that's taken place over a long period of time, and we're seeing it every single day by the decline in the value of the dollar. It's interesting to me that when Steve Mnuchin, the Secretary Treasury of the U.S. Secretary of the Treasury of the Secretary of the Treasury, I'll get it right, Steve Mnuchin under the Trump administration, the day he talks about Bitcoin is also the day he talked about raising the debt limit ceiling. So the day that he's taking questions about Bitcoin and talking about Bitcoin, he's also talking about raising the debt limit and borrowing more money by the U.S. government. So that tells you something. That tells you that the U.S. government, I mean, and it's gotten so easy to say anymore, borrowing money, quantitative easing, raising the debt ceiling. It's nothing that has become such a common part of our everyday, going on every day. Nobody even takes notice about it anymore. Everybody just kind of accept it for what it is, which is the United States is in trillions and trillions of dollars worth of debt and no end in sight, and nobody seems to really be watching anymore because it's become it's been so relatively common for people to say that the U.S. dollar, the U.S. economy is in debt. And then we have a guy right now who thinks he's going to fix that by imposing barriers in trade tariffs on other countries. I hope that no one believes that, because I don't think you got a prayer of fixing a failing currency by penalizing countries that trade with us. And I just don't think that's the way out. But what the way out is the blockchain, is to have some substitute for the currency that's failing, which is the currency that's not failing, which is the digital currency. The currency that is growing and becoming more valuable every day. If someone takes $1,000 and puts it in Bitcoin over the next few years, or takes the $1,000 and leaves it in their U.S. bank account, I'll tell you which one's going to be much better off, in my opinion. It's going to be the person that bought the Bitcoin, not the person that put it in the bank account and held on to it. Yeah, there was a crash going on. It's been a crash going on for a number of years. Some people recognize it, but nobody really sees. Very few people see that it's going to transition into digital currencies, because at a certain point in time, nobody's going to want to hold dollar bills, and nobody's going to want to transact to them because they devalue so quickly. Kind of like what's happened in other parts of the world, when the money in your pocket becomes worth less and less every day, and you got another currency, the digital currency, that's becoming more and more valuable every day. It doesn't take long for people to switch from one to the other, and that's what I think we're going to see here very soon. And it's seeing right now. We are seeing it right now, that the digital world, the EOS world, the Bitcoin world, the world of digital money is taking control over the money people hold the money that people want to transact it. Because that's just, unfortunately, the way it is today. It's the U.S. dollar won't be in world reserve currency much longer. And I mean, I hear this. I've been hearing this since I was probably a young man, that there's a financial crash coming. The only thing I didn't realize is that it would be a slow financial crash, and not a sudden one. Everybody talks about a sudden financial crash. It's a slow financial crash, and it's happening to all of us every single day. Kind of like the boiling water. It's been raised gradually. Frog in the boiling water, it gets raised gradually and gradually and gradually. Nobody really notices. If you turn it up all of a sudden, the frog would jump out and get away. But if you raise the temperature slowly, then the frog never jumps out. And that's what's happened to us. We've been slowly cooked by holding on to U.S. dollars, trading in U.S. dollars, and believing that the U.S. dollar is going to be stable and strong for the future. It's probably not true. I appreciate you watching.